This life is tearing me apart. This life is tearing me apart.
Hello, this is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. Let me tell you something,
brother.
You guys, brother, what you gonna do? Okay, I'm going to come out of the closet right now. I am bisexual. I'm 64 years old, and if I want it, I have to buy it.
This life is tearing me apart. This life is tearing me apart. I didn't know it was nothing from the start.
The major upset wins over Braun. The King.
Randy, read that line. It says, ooh, you are watching the #1 station in Hawaii. Ooh, yeah. I what?
Bingo.
That sounds like money. But on the days that I don't have to do anything, I do nothing. Okay? I believe of 10 hours of sleep, followed by 14 hours of relaxation every single day.
Sign me up.
This life is tearing me apart. This life is tearing me apart. Should've known we'd never get that far. After all we've been through.
I'm happy just being me. I call myself Leaping Lanny. I validate what I say to every single wrestling fan who's watching USA. Yes, I believe in miracles as God has blessed this great land. I believe the referee will soon be raising my hand. And then after we go to commercial black,
Awesome.
Well, hold on. I got to applaud that, man. Holy cow.
well, who's next? That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And that's why treat everybody like it's their last day.
Yeah.
And be kind, and if you have some nice thing to say it now. You won't have a chance tomorrow.
Well, I love you, brother. Thank you for
I love
coming
you
on.
guys.
Thank you for coming
I
on.
love you guys, and
Thank you.
we're gonna be friends. And I love your show, and
Thank you.
every wrestling fan should listen.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monte and the Pharaoh on a very somber Thursday night. At the board, Jared, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good to see you as always.
Great seeing you guys.
Pharaoh, former wrestler Lanny Poffo, passes away at the age 68. It was reported that former WWE professional wrestler Lanny Poffo has passed away. He was 68 years old. Poffo, also known by his ring name, The Genius, was a professional wrestler known for telling poems in the ring before his matches. He was the younger brother of WWE Hall of Famer Randy Macho Man Savage. He was active in the industry from the 1970s to the 1990s and was well known for his high-flying acrobats, cartwheels, and distinctive poetic reciting character. He was a heel that often worked with some of the industry greats, including Mr. Perfect, Hulk Hogan, and more. Wrestlers are reacting to the death of Mr. Poffo. In the news, Hacksaw Jim Duggan tweeted with sadness, "I always enjoyed his work in the ring and that he had a poem for us all. With a very, very heavy heart, I've been asked to let everyone know about the passing of our friend and colleague, Lanny Poffo. Frankie Kazarian wrote an article, sorry, remembering his time and sharing a glimpse into what it was like to know the man. I had the fortunate honor of interviewing him for a documentary he's part of, and he was kind, courteous, and often in character. Kept me entertained even when he didn't need to be. Jimmy?
Lanny was very important to a lot of people, obviously. Lanny was very important to us. He was a kind, authoritative, bit of an educator for us in the early days of this show. I'm having a hard time even talking about it. It's just too fresh. This just happened today. I'm in a state of shock because we I'm not going to claim to be friends with Lanny, but we were absolutely friendly with Lanny. I liked him. I'm shocked that he's gone. I thought he was in great shape. He seemed to live very healthy. I don't know what this is telling me. I'm thinking about my own mortality, to be very honest. I mean, myself being in my 50s and seeing Lanny kick off, and something tells me Lanny led a much more healthy life than myself. I don't know where I get off thinking that I'll be here tomorrow. It's getting to that point. We see so many wrestlers leave us, but Lanny was a good guy. I mean, he really was. He was cool. I enjoyed my time with him. I consider us, pretty lucky to have done what we've done for the last few years with the wrestlers we've met. And Lanny's definitely a major, to me, highlight, one way or the other. He wasn't he in Ecuador, for God's sakes? Didn't he go down someplace really nice? He was living pretty. Thought he was living pretty
after
good.
his mother passed,
Yeah.
obviously had the Poffo estate,
Right.
which included, his father
Sure.
and his mother
Right.
and Brandy
Yeah.
Poffo.
He used to say, "I'm the only one left." He used to say that.
So
Yeah.
he decided pack it up. He bought a beautiful place in Ecuador.
Yeah.
He met a young woman,
Yeah.
and he looked like he was living a life. In
He
fact,
sure did.
In fact, what I
Sure
understood, now again, just to give our little history with Lanny. Lanny was one of our first guests. We actually broke bread with him. We went out to dinner with him.
Yeah. Sure.
I could personally say that I thought Lanny, on our first meeting with him at dinner, I felt he was a little odd, to be honest.
Lanny was different.
I felt he was a bit odd.
But that's to me okay. He was different. Lanny was different.
But
Okay.
I'm just giving you, we never really...
Can you
we
define
never,
odd?
Well, we never spoke about this because I always just kept
Okay.
it to myself.
Okay.
But we've known each other for a while. And one of my
Yeah.
big things is I evaluate people, right? I watch them, I look. And the weird thing that day, Lanny was evaluating me, and I could see it.
Was he?
Yes.
Could you feel him processing?
Yes, I could.
I can understand that.
And I remember him asking me what I
Okay.
really did for a living, and then we talked a little bit about that.
Okay.
And then he, I can remember he got a piece of cheesecake, which he really didn't want to eat because it wasn't in his diet.
Right.
But if you remember what he sasaid, when in Rome,
There was the Romans.
do as. But guys, he didn't.
Right.
He was like in character.
Right.
Like I'm looking at him, like because it wasn't. We were like having a regular conversation, but then out
Yeah.
of nowhere, he's like, when in Rome.
Right. Yeah, he
do as the Romans do.
Yeah, from
and he
time
had
to
his
time-
hand up, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
He would throw it in from time to time. You're right. I thought that was hilarious, though.
Yeah,
Quite
it was.
honestly.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty funny.
and I remember we had a really good interview with him. We were kind of new to this thing, and wasn't that we were nervous, but it was like it was very, and he was very forthcoming, and he was very complimentary, and
Yeah, he was.
and then eventually came. So then things started to go a little backwards because I think I might have the timeline wrong.
Okay.
Everybody knows the fight with Marty Jannetty.
Right.
when Marty and me and you got into
Right.
it.
He called.
I remember I was in the bathroom and my
called.
wife's like, Mike, Lanny Poffo's on the phone.
He's like, what on
And
earth?
Lanny's like, yeah, what the hell's
Are
going
you
on?
all right?
here?
What on earth was that? What the?
So
yeah,
Lanny,
yeah.
Lanny came in for a second interview, which was quite a little more tight because we were a little more in ourselves
Right.
and we weren't asking bad questions, but we asked tough questions. And I
Right.
remember Lanny not, because we were throwing softballs the first, like, wow, what was it like to wrestle
Sure.
Hulk Hogan and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Now it was like we were asking real questions. Like,
Okay.
I'll use one I know he wasn't happy with because he said it to me.
All right.
Was did he think that Randy wishes he would have had children? And I froze him on
That's
that.
an interesting question.
And if you watch that second interview, it was coming off of the Randy Macho Man Savage A&E documentary, and
okay.
he was pissed
Okay.
about that documentary,
right.
and he was shredding up Jerry
Right.
Lawler.
Right.
He was fucking mad.
Right. I do remember. Yes.
And then, but I will say this about Lanny. Anytime I called him, he was always willing to help out.
Yeah.
When the day Kamala died,
Right.
I said, "Kid, come on and talk about Kamala."
Right.
He said, "Absolutely, no problem."
Right.
And he kind of blew our minds because it was supposed to be a
told-
tribute to Kamala, and he
Right,
kind
but
of
the-
ripped
But
Kamala up.
that was Lanny's opinion.
Yeah.
We didn't stop Lanny from having his
No.
opinion. Apparently, a few other people didn't stop Lanny from having his opinion either, because it was the right thing for them to do business-wise.
Right. That's true.
Hypocrites.
That's true. That's
anyway,
true.
never mind, folks. Those who understand.
What is
screw
what is
you.
your best memory of the short time you knew Poffo?
Well, I will always remember when he came down and did that interview, and I'm sure you remember this during the interview. And he was the very first one, I think, to do this. He stopped right in the middle of the interview, and he goes, "This is a good interview." Like, he really gave us props,
Right.
But he wasn't just doing it to do it.
Right.
That's what I really appreciated about that particular moment. Those were great comments. Made me feel like, hey, maybe we are getting onto something here, which I enjoyed. I loved having pizza with him and the Bartman. We went and got pizza. Well, remember, we picked him up at the airport, I think, that day. It was just like, look, I was going to put a card up, Genius. I'm the guy looking for the guy at the airport. Anybody seen the Genius?
If everybody remembers, after our first interview with him, and again, we're not trying to take credit for it. It just happened to be timing.
Right.
Lanny Poffo hooks up with this guy, I think his name's JP Zarka, and they start the Genius Cast together.
Right.
And
dude, we're not making that shit up. Lanny was very intrigued by what we were doing.
okay, that I don't want to come off like
But that's the truth,
I got
though.
it. I got
Why
it.
is that? That's not bragging.
I got
That's
it.
I'm very proud of that. That he was like,
So-
hey, you know what? Maybe I should try this.
Lanny does a Genius Cast, so before the second interview, the Genius Cast had ended. He did 12, 14
Yeah, but
episodes,
he was
whatever.
like, this is
What
too
what
much
did he
work.
say to us? He
Yeah,
goes,
it's too much
He goes,
work.
I can't do what you guys do.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
But that's not a coincidence that he started doing it after us at all. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. People want to get mad about it. Go spank the monkey in the basement.
I guess,
You know?
yeah,
It
you're
is
right.
what it is. Or should I do a poem about it instead?
John says, "LOL, Jimmy."
Hey,
I'll
what's
tell you.
going
I'll
on?
tell you another thing.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. This is the type of person Lanny Poffo was. So I don't know if you guys remember J.J. McGuire. JJ became a friend of the show, and
Another one gone.
we were very close with JJ. And
JJ was
JJ was with Jimmy Hart, and they wrote a lot of the WWE music, and
Yep.
he was always the secondary guy. And I always felt bad for JJ. But again, the
but-
guy had a great
But
career, right? He was in
as
the,
far as the music went, that was JJ.
Yeah.
JJ was
but he
excellent
was in the
guitarist.
Gentrys also,
Yep.
and the guy
Yep,
was
yep,
a very
yep.
talented guy.
Yep,
But
Jimmy.
anyway, long story short,
Jimmy
I
too.
brought JJ in for a signing because we had a table at the big event.
Lanny was
And-
right next to us,
Well,
wasn't he?
this is a story I want to tell you.
Yeah, I remember that. Go on.
JJ
Yeah.
was so, it was like a kid in a candy shop, right? He hadn't been around the business in
Right.
that way with
Yeah.
all his friends or
He was
people
so
that
happy.
have grown, but he was so happy.
He was happy.
Mark Henry comes in to talk to, I forget who it was. It might have been Atlas, because Atlas was with us. Someone was with
Wait
us.
a minute, Simmons.
Ron Simmons. And Butch Reed were
And
next
Butch
to us.
Reed.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
So
right.
he came to
There we
talk,
go.
and JJ wanted to get a picture with Mark
JJ
Henry.
went nuts.
And
Yeah.
I remember
Lanny was right
he
there,
saying-
too.
No, but
Yeah.
Lanny comes over, and he gets JJ,
Right.
and he says to Mark, I see them talking.
Right.
He says, can you take a picture? Says JJ Maguire,
Right.
And JJ was so, and I remember thinking to myself, like, you know what, man? Poffo's an okay guy.
Yeah.
You know, he went out of his way. And I mean, you might think, oh, big deal. You know what I mean? But
That is a big deal.
it was a big deal.
He put a smile on a guy who's had been away from the business for years. He put a big smile on his face. He was so happy to be there.
Poffo as
He
a
should not be
Poffo
gone.
as
This is-
Poffo as a wrestler. Enough about what we know about Poffo.
Sure.
Poffo as a wrestler, Pharaoh.
Well, this is the thing that really look. There's always going to be that match with Hogan on Saturday night's main event that I remember him most for, and rightfully so. And Lanny was very proud of that moment. He got the main event. What is even more interesting was it was 21 months before someone had beaten Hogan in any way.
Javier always says Genius Cast was 20 great episodes. Thanks,
there you
Javier.
Go. There you go. 21 months Hogan leading up to Thanksgiving of 1989, 21 months previous, Hogan had not lost in any way. No disqualification losses, no counter loss. But Lanny beat him, and I remember being so pissed that the Genius... Weren't you mad? I was mad that the Genius beat Hulk Hogan. I was like, what the freak did I just say?
I was in the Army
Great
at the
bad
time.
guy,
I was
Lanny
in the
Poffo.
Army at the time, and I remember when Poffo came back as a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Here was the funny thing. We asked him in the first interview about this.
Right.
Now, I remember Poffo before I went to the military when he was leaping Lanny. He was
Right.
just like, you know,
He's
he
just
wasn't a small guy, but he was just like, whatever.
It was just
you know
there.
what I mean?
I agree.
He has that cap and gown on as a genius, and when he finally takes his gown off, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. What
And
happened?
he tells that story when he
Yeah.
came to the locker room. People are like, whoa,
Yep.
dude. You know what I mean?
Yep, he hulked up.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He hulked up.
I got to tell you, I always loved the pairing of Mr. Perfect
Oh.
and the Genius because
So
there
great.
was a
So great.
there was a little lightness, if you get my gist,
Yes,
of
yes, yes.
Lanny and the Genius.
Right, right. They were magic together. Some things just work, and that eternally worked.
All right, so Pharaoh,
Yeah.
I was talking to Sunny Beach, right,
Hey,
on the
Sunny
way over
Beach.
here. Sunny Beach,
Okay.
UWF superstar,
What is
also
up, Sunny?
WWF superstar.
Yep.
And we were talking about Lanny,
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling me, look, the life of a wrestler. Look, first of all, let's be realistic. When people turn around and like 68, that's so young. It is young, but
yeah.
it's young to 55-year-olds because we're coming around the corner. You know, at 68, you know, once you get into the 70s, you're kind of playing with house money, right? The average lifespan is like 74, 75,
Yeah.
okay? But my point is this. Rick was like, Mike, as a wrestler, your lifespan is less because the stuff your body goes through.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be out of line here, but I'm going to ask you this question.
Oh, why am I scared? Go
So,
ahead.
again, Lanny went to Ecuador, and if anyone was Facebook friends with him or followed him or anything else, the guy, I'm assuming, I'm not assuming, I'm pretty sure, he hooked up with a pretty young woman.
He's a genius. Go ahead.
Very good.
He is.
Very good.
Go ahead.
You're always good with those little quirks.
I try. Actually, I don't try. They just happen. Go ahead.
And I was thinking this when I first saw the pictures a year ago.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking to myself, like,
Monte.
the dude's 68.
Yeah.
The girl looks like she's 25, 30, whatever she is.
Congrats.
Great. But listen, you can't stop the hands of time.
So how do you keep the clock running? Is that what you're getting at?
Right. So do you think, and
Oh,
I'm just
boy.
throwing this out there, do you think that
Yeah.
beyond performance-enhancing drugs,
Yeah.
there's the other performance-enhancing drug?
Okay.
And do you think that could, because Lanny
No.
seemed like he was in really good shape.
No.
I don't want to sit there and speculate.
I'm going to
right?
go with no because Lanny's.
You're just going to shut it down.
No, I'm not going to shut it down. I'm going to bring up the question you asked Virgil regarding Lanny's member.
Yeah.
Lanny was very healthy.
Okay.
I don't believe that all of a sudden he became unhealthy.
Listen,
A horse is a horse, of course,
yeah.
of course.
but a horse is a horse
Until
at 30. But once you start tripping over 50-something, the horse isn't the horse anymore.
Don't tell that
There
to
is a
this
reason.
horse.
Okay, there is exceptions to the rule. There's exceptions to the rule. Okay, but
I can't believe you.
overall, the reality of it is
What if
they don't put a horse. Let me
To
put
be-
this. They don't put a 14-year-old horse out the stud. How about that?
Okay.
There's reasons, right? Because sooner
He's
or
not
later,
ready?
things aren't working anymore.
Interesting. Okay.
So
It's an interesting theory you have there,
well,
Spock.
the theory is like, I got to tell you, to handle a young person can't be that easy. That's all I'm trying to say.
Interesting. Now,
I couldn't imagine
I
doing
actually
it.
have to ask you this since you brought it up, because
And I'm trying not to speculate.
These things that guys take. Has there been any studies on them?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious about that.
I have no idea.
I'm just curious.
I have no idea.
Aye.
I've never taken them.
Yeah. Hmm.
Have you?
Only before breakfast. What? Hey, listen. We lost a great wrestler, a very famous wrestler for good reason, and it hurts. I'm shocked. I say 68 is too damn young. He was very good to us, and I'm sure that we will both reflect on him for many years to come.
I don't know if everybody
many years
believes
to
in the
come.
afterlife, but all I could think about when I heard this today, because it was very upsetting, right? Was him crossing the gates, and there's his mom, there's his dad, and there's his brother.
Oh yeah.
And then his brother's dog Hercules. I just thought about the family getting back together, and I don't know. I just like, rest in peace, Lanny Poffo. Thank you for what you've done for the industry. Thank you for being a really good human being, and thank you for being so kind to two fans that were just trying to do a show and showing them the respect that you did.
God bless you, Lanny.
Then on to it, Laverne and Shirley actor Cindy Williams dies at the age 75. Cindy Williams, who was among the most recognizable stars in America in 1970s and 80s, in her role as Shirley opposite Penny Marshall, Laverne, on the beloved sitcom Laverne and Shirley, has died. She was 75. Williams died in Los Angeles Wednesday after a brief illness. Thoughts on Laverne and Shirley? Oh, well, Shirley.
Well, she was great. She was great. I loved Laverne and Shirley. I thought it was a great show. They were very, very funny. Now they're all gone except for, is it Lenny? Is Lenny still with us? I think, because I think Squiggy's gone.
Lenny's still with us.
So they're all, even Carmine's gone, right?
Carmine is gone.
Yeah, they're all gone except for Lenny. Very sad. Did you watch Laverne and Shirley a lot? I know I
every
did.
week.
I know
every
I
week.
did.
Every
Great.
week, watch Laverne and Shirley.
It was a great show. What was Shirley's last name?
No, hold on.
What
Just
was
give me
Laverne's
what
last name?
DeFazio.
Excellent. You figures the Italian. They
Hold
remember that
on.
one right away.
Shirley Feeney.
Nice.
There, brother.
Nice. Very nice.
I always remember.
Hello.
I always. That's great. I always remember their first appearance on Happy Days.
Oh man,
when
they were cool.
she hit Richie in the face,
Right.
And she goes, "Let me kiss," because they played a little horror,
Yeah.
not whorish, but for
Dude.
that time was a little
Happy Days.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah,
she was
well,
all over
hey,
Richie.
Hey, Pinky Tuscadero.
Man. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Leather or Pinky?
Oh.
Dude, this shouldn't even be a fucking fight.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is that they both had those awesome pants. What the frig, man? What is this, leather? What the hell's going on here?
Leather looked like a man.
Leather did. Like, Pinky had the
Pinky was
insane-
hot.
Pinky was insane.
Pinky was so hot.
Yeah, Pinky was insane. What are we doing? What? Hey! We might as well get them all out, right? Oh, my God. Holy VCR,
JB
Batman.
says, my mom loved that show.
Oh, it was great.
Phil says, what did Shirley drink? A temple? Tank.
So-
Tale of two retirements. Tom Brady retires.
Yay!
What next for the
Hey!
The jinx
Go
is
away!
finally over.
Go!
The
go,
Jets are going to
go,
be a real
go.
team.
What?
They're going to be a real team.
How?
Okay,
Now
guys.
you're all positive?
All you Boston fans and you Patriot fans, 'cause understand that Tom Brady's a Patriot. We all know this. Tom Brady would never have even stepped foot on the field.
If it wasn't
Bill
for-
Belichick would have been fired if it wasn't for
Mo
that
Lewis.
tragic day.
Mo
Lewis.
destroyed Drew Bledsoe.
That's right.
Knocked him to freaking Kingdom Come, and this.
And by the way, I think the
this
Jets are
fourth
winning like
round,
30
whatever
to
he was.
nothing at that point.
Yeah, right.
And here comes this nobody.
Right, who was drafted towards the bottom of the draft.
And he almost wins that game.
Yes,
if
he
you remember.
because he was like, I like football.
Yeah.
I think I might be good at this.
And I remember I'm at the gym, and the next day there's another Jet fan there. We're in the
Yeah.
basement working out, and he goes, see that kid Brady? I go,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He goes, that's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. I've been following. And I looked at him. I go, whatever, dude. You know, whatever.
Boy, did he turn out to
And
be.
look out.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but jinx our team.
Oh, destroyed us.
Tom Brady, you are the
Destroyed
greatest,
us.
but boy, did we hate your
Oh,
guts.
thank God you're gone. Stay gone. Please stay gone. However, I have to do this, and if my fellow Jet fans get mad, come on, man. Work with me on this one. For all you Patriot fans who laugh at the Jets.
John says, by the way, I used to be a Tom Brady fan. God bless you, John. We hate him.
There you go. For all you Patriot fans who've had a ball laughing at the Jets, this is one New Yorker. I'll speak for myself. I got 2 words for you living here in New York. Eli Manning. I'm good. I'm good. Even though he tortured us.
All right.
At least we've got those 2 Super Bowls that New York can say, hey.
Quick question.
Whatever.
Always my truth, as I always felt that
Boy, was he
Belichick
great.
was an
Ugh.
overrated coach, and I always felt that
Really?
the reason he was as great as he was is because of this
Interesting.
man that's retiring.
Okay.
Pharaoh, what do you think? The battle. Who was the more important person?
Tom Brady. Of the 2?
Yes.
Tom Brady. Absolutely. Tom Brady has what Mark Messier had.
Charles, yes, Brady did have a hell of a career.
Yeah, Brady has what Mark Messier had, what LeBron James has, the ability, or what Cristiano Ronaldo in soccer has, the ability to go from one team to another and win the big one. He had that ability. He was very, very special. I can't stand him. To me, Joe Montana, if I'm still picking one guy in the clutch, I'm going to probably pick Joe.
By the way,
That's me.
JB says a Jet fan can't claim Eli. He is kind of right.
I'm not claiming anything other than the fact that the freaking helmet says New York!
You can't claim him.
I just did.
It's not right.
No, it is. It is right. I live in New York. I pay taxes in New York. If I want to say Eli Manning to a Patriot fan, I will. Nah. But I hear you. I do hear you.
The other retirement, heavy metal rocker Ozzy
Yeah.
Osbourne announces retirement from touring.
Does
Rocker
Sharon know?
appeared in Fort Myers twice.
Yeah.
Fans of the rocker, Ozzy Osbourne, were given major dose of bad news on Wednesday. At least those fans hoping to see Osbourne perform on stage again. It's not going to happen. Osbourne, considered one of the heavy metal's greatest pioneers, announced on Twitter that due to his health challenges, he's not physically capable of performing. Pharaoh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to say this. It's about time that Sharon stopped working him to death. I hate Sharon Osbourne. I'm sorry, Ozzy. I can't stand her.
Wow, you're blaming Sharon Osbourne.
Well, Sharon Osbourne is basically a money machine, and Ozzy has had trouble thinking, talking, walking, and doing all sorts of shit for years now. Why do you work this guy on this schedule? What do you think this is, 350 days? What is this? You know? I mean, poor Ozzy. I mean, if
Dude,
you
I
ever...
did not know you were going to go this route.
I can't stand Sharon. I'm
Wow.
sorry. And Bruce Dickinson agrees with me, right, Bruce? Up the irons. I can't. You know, and I respect Sharon for the beginnings when Ozzy was a complete mess in 1980 and she showed up over there because her father owned the record label, dropping off legal papers, and saw what a mess Ozzy was. She got him back in line. She got him to
She did save his career.
She did. She did a lot of great things, but towards the end, I have found her to be nothing more than...
RJ says he doesn't like Sharon either.
I can't
Pharaoh.
stand Sharon, man. Sharon to me has become nothing more than a materialistic, mealy-mouthed, shut the fuck up, pain in the ass. That's how I feel
Luce
about
is saying Brady's retirement's a work.
it. That would figure.
Mitch
That would
Seinfeld's
figure.
joined us. Mitch, how are you?
Hey, Mitch, that would figure. What's he going to play for the Jets after all the things we just said?
Mitch says 350 days, LOL.
Could you imagine Brady putting on a Jets uniform?
No,
Right.
and I don't want him to.
I don't want him to either. Although I have to admit, though, I mean, you can't be insane if Tom Brady wanted to play for the Jets this year. You would
Well,
say
we got a lot
no.
of we got a lot of meat on this show, Pharaoh.
Yeah, we do.
In
wouldn't
local
know.
news, woman arrested for prostitution in a Huntington massage parlor, which is right down the street from
This
us.
isn't anybody I
in
know, is
response
it?
to community complaints.
Oh, shit!
What's the name of
I
it?
don't
Share
know.
Bear Massage. In response to the community complaint, Suffolk County Police conduct operation in New
You're
York.
going to share my knuckles in a minute.
Angels,
What are you talking about?
Angel Spa.
Oi.
Angel Spa in Huntington. Were you
Angel
ever there?
Spa. No, but I saw you outside it last week. You want to start?
All right, in
Oh,
Huntington.
he's like, oh, already?
Yan Pang Wang, age 35 of Quorum, and Ling
Say
Zai
the name
Kui.
again. What more? And who?
Yan Pang Wang and
Yeah.
Ling Zai Kui,
And
both 35 of Flushing, Queens, were arrested for unauthorized practice of profession, a felony, prostitution, and a misdemeanor. The town of Huntington issued violations to do business.
And it was shut down.
Do you think they really should be shutting down massage parlors like this? People need help.
You know what?
Serious, dude. Like, why do you have to ruin people's time?
Especially after they took that special pill.
You don't take a pill.
I need all the help I can get here. After all, and once you get over 50, something funny happens down below.
Did you ever get a happy ending?
What the fuck is that? By the way,
You don't know what
not
that
this-
is. Come on.
What is a happy ending? Let me make sure I got this right.
ahead.
Is a happy ending a massage that ends with like
A happy
like,
ending.
like a fountain situation?
If you want to call it a fountain, in some cases.
trying to
it
keep
might
this
be
clean. This is your family show.
A slow streaming volcano.
Slow streaming volcano.
You know, like it kind of just leaks out of the hole of the
You don't
volcano.
have a squirt pump. You have a fucking what is that?
Well, you
I'm coming. What the fuck?
no, you ever
is
see a
wrong with-
volcano when it's kind of going to erupt? It kind of just leaks. Like,
Oh, so you, dude,
like
too much information.
There's a whale that like it
A whale?
squirts. There's a whale squirt,
Yeah, whale squirts.
right?
but he
Or there's a
doesn't squirt out of
hose,
his
or some people like hoses.
Yeah, but a whale doesn't squirt out of his whale wiener. He squirts out of the top.
We're
of
talking about a flow, not the actual place it's coming from.
Wow. I'm
So
at
now
a
you know what a
loss.
happy ending is.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Would you be happy after that ending?
Not if it comes out like a lava thing, like slow. I'd be like, what?
No.
Kind of...
What I'm trying to say is you're assuming that everybody's got a like a pocket rocket or something coming
Yeah.
out. Some people don't stream well anymore. Again, as you
Wow.
get older,
Boy, oh
the
boy.
pressure in the lines aren't that strong.
I'm gonna.
Phil, you know all about that, right,
I'm
Phil?
I'm gonna thank the maker tonight when I get home that I don't have these symptoms. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Horrible. So where are we gonna go now that they've been shut down? I mean, what do we do now?
I've never visited.
Guys need help, you know.
There you go. They do need help. Now you're on board. If you didn't know, to the right of me is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh.
Jared, what the hell was that a picture of?
The camera just cut out somehow.
Oh, we lost the camera.
Wait a minute, so nobody can see what we're doing?
No, but can they hear us? If you can hear us,
Jared, can they hear us?
We're going to keep going until the camera
They
gets...
can hear us,
All right,
but they can't see us?
We're going to keep going.
Oh, this is great.
Hang in there,
Hey, you
guys.
guys don't mind if I, make myself comfortable here, do you?
I would like to thank the band that sings
flop
the
it out on the
theme
table.
song for Monte and the Pharaoh, our own Jimmy Pharaoh, along with his partner Bart Griggs.
Yeah. Bart, man. Wait
Make
a
up
minute.
the
We can't
band
see anything.
Wisteria Hall.
Yeah.
Wisteria Hall sing such great songs as This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain.
Dancing in the dark?
Dancing in the Dark.
What?
You can find
wait
their
a minute,
music
there we are.
on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. Hear them on Spotify, Anchor. Download their music off of Apple Music or Reverb Nation if you didn't know you were watching. Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Over 2 million views are seen. Catch us on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page and Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Catch us on the Monte and the Pharaoh Twitch TV page. Catch it, and if you're lucky, you'll have to live in New York. Catch us on Channel
Lucky.
115 every Tuesday at 9 p.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. or Channel 20 on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We're over 150,000 people see us. We want to thank our sponsor, Manscaped. We're going to take a quick commercial break while Jared fixes the
Look at
camera issue.
He's combing Manhattan, Spidey.
He is. He's got the spider
Hey,
web
Spidey,
out.
can we go to a commercial? Are you good? Hey, I tell you what, we'll see you in a second. Well, maybe you'll see us.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence. Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says Weed Whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So
pick.
Manscaped is a must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go
I
do
know
the deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know
would
where
you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's very
Thought of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha. Oh,
Yeah,
look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it!
have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow,
Yeah, I'm
like
46,
it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
finish
through.
up.
Trooper. Yeah. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Man, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
holy
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Sir,
Ah,
Manscaped.
uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way: the only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have, and that's all I want.
That's the
So
big-
Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go
I
do the
know
deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Well,
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's
Thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha. Oh, look what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it.
Have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
I'm 46.
like it pops
of course.
out?
Do you walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take
Jeremy,
a quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Guys, we're still trying to work on the camera, so hang in there. You got a little bit of audio. We're going to continue on with the show. RJ says Monty might want to help him with your next sponsor, Chili Sleep.
Okay.
I don't know. People like the sleeping guy. People don't like the sleeping guy. What's your opinion on the sleeping guy, Pharaoh?
Negan taking a nap from The Walking Dead, that dude?
Yeah.
It's amazing how he's become so popular. I mean, maybe we should interview him, except he might fall asleep during the interview.
He might fall asleep.
That might be rough.
All right, Pharaoh, in sports news, New York Rangers immeasurably set back LGBT community in
immeasurably.
NHL
Immeasurably.
with pride jersey refusal. New York Rangers chose not to have their players wear a rainbow jersey for their team designed to welcome LGBT hockey fans to Madison Square Garden for the team's game on January 27th. The club announced that the players would wear LGBT pride-inspired rainbow jersey for the team's warm-up against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Instead, the team abandoned the rainbow. So you can play the nonprofit pushing for more LGBT inclusion in sports and has its foundation in hockey, said they wish some players wore the rainbow logo. Yada, yada, yada. Pharaoh. You like
Good
the
for
yada,
the-
yada,
good-
yada.
Yeah,
right?
I like the
I
yada
just can't
yada.
keep repeating it, you know?
Don't forget, folks, this is my opinion. Good for the New York Rangers. This is a personal choice. Let me just spell it out for those who don't seem to understand what real fairness is. This is a personal choice. If you choose not to back this, that's your choice. I don't think anybody should be forced to have to wear something supporting something
By
that
the
they
way,
don't
Phil
believe
says
in.
great for the Rangers. Keep going.
Yeah, and you're forcing somebody else to support what they don't believe in. If you don't believe in it, why would you support it? Period. And if you're offended, that's your problem. I really don't. And since when did sexual preferences have to cross over into here? Wear this jersey. Go out there and stop it. Just stop it. Do your thing. Do your thing. Enjoy. Enjoy. It's very pushy to me. Okay? I find it very pushy, and I'm proud of the New York Rangers for some of them going, no, I don't back this. Why, is there something wrong with me now because I don't back this? No, there's nothing wrong with you. This is your opinion. Quit being so damn pushy.
My opinion is
Do
this.
your own thing.
My
Good for you.
opinion is this. The players have a right to do what they want.
Right.
You can't. This is my problem with society. Don't
Yeah.
speak with forked tongue.
Yeah.
Don't support a player who kneels for the national anthem,
Right.
but then get angered at a fact when a player says he or she doesn't want to wear a rainbow-colored jersey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's morality. We're going to get a little deeper into this,
Okay,
right?
go
All
on.
right.
That's fine.
There's morality, and then there's something else. But first, I thought this was an interesting video. I want to play a clip,
Okay.
and then I want you to respond to it, and let's get a little deeper into this conversation.
Sure.
Important. Now, what's the second verse? Boys are boys from the beginning. Girls are girls right from the start.
So that's the great
Yo, by the
Mr.
way,
Rogers.
Yeah, you're going to sit here and argue with Mr. Rogers? I'm not going to do that.
But his point was, He had a song,
Mm-hmm.
and he, years ago,
Mm-hmm.
identified there would be a problem in this country where people, and I'm not saying they don't have a right to say a man saying he wants to be a woman, or a woman saying she wants to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who am I to judge? But clearly, Mr. Rogers, right? And the video is a lot deeper. You can catch it. You just look up the clip.
Mm-hmm.
He basically goes into the fact that as a child, without the proper training or the mentoring, there's a lot of confusion. And he was seeing it back then.
Yeah.
Because a man thought maybe he's a girl, and a girl thought maybe he's a man, because that's what they think they know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back. The reason I brought that up is we're talking about this whole sexual or sex changing or thought process.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different lines here. We've got the line of morality, and we got the line of fellow human being. I'm trying to explain it the right way, Pharaoh. I was saying we were speaking.
Oh, like this is an easy subject to
no,
just coast right through?
no.
It's not.
What I'm trying to say to you is, if I was a leader of a country or the president, you can't. You have to stick by the people, even though you might believe in something completely different.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And if this is that the world is changing, you have to go with it. Doesn't mean you have to believe in it. Doesn't mean
Right.
you have to follow that rule.
Right. Who says the world is changing? How about them apples? Who says the world is changing? The only thing that's changed is shoving your damn agendas down people's throats. That's what's changed. You know? Do I have to swallow it? Nope. I don't have to. I got my own opinions. I don't care what your opinions are. Keep your opinions. I'll keep mine. How's that sound?
RJ says Mr. Rogers was spot on. Phil says I'm proud to have Mr. Rogers T-shirts.
Mr. Rogers was great. I learned more from Mr. Rogers than I did my entire years in school. Mr. Rogers was a great educator.
I'm going to challenge you this on
great
Pharaoh.
man,
I want to
too.
challenge you this, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
So you're gung ho. You're happy that the Rangers did this. You believe in it. How come you weren't so gung ho when people were kneeling at the national anthem?
What are you talking about? That made me want to vomit.
That's
when
what I'm saying.
people were kneeling at the national anthem, made me want to puke.
You misunderstand what I'm trying to say
What
to
do
you.
you mean?
You're supporting the Rangers' freedom of choice, but you didn't support the other athletes. And I'm just challenging you on this.
Okay, so basically we're going to take sexual preference and loyalty to your country and we're going to put them as the same? That's where we're at! Don't make me barf live on TV. So you see the difference, Mike? See the difference?
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. When life and death is the deal, when our great-great-grandparents came to this country and fought and bled and died on hills in Europe, that's the same thing as a sexual preference? Hell no, son. What? Hell no. It's not the same thing. And we are turning every last agenda into the be-all, end-all. My agenda is the be-all, end-all. And if you don't agree with me, you are evil and you are bad and I cast you out. Be gone, Satan. What is this insanity? This happens all the time. What is this insanity? How about live and let fucking live? Is it that hard? Is it that hard? You know when you don't let live and let live? When you notice some dude in Germany is roasting people by the millions. That's when you don't live and let live. You do something. Your sexual preference. You think I give a shit what you do with what's between your legs? I don't give a shit. Do it. Do whatever makes you happy. I don't care. Just leave me the fuck alone.
You know, it's weird.
I got my own feelings. I got my own morals.
In this
okay?
Mr. Rogers video.
I don't crash your backyard.
In this Mr. Rogers video,
Jesus.
the audience at the Tonight Show starts laughing at him because I don't think they.
What? Because it made too much sense.
No,
right over
I
the
don't
head?
think.
Or was
that,
it nervous laughter?
No, I don't think at that time they deemed this to be a problem. The audience, they were just like, "What is this crazy guy talking about?"
Right.
And clearly, this guy knew what was going to happen without the proper parenting.
Sure.
Now people are going to turn around and go, "How
what do you mean
dare
proper,
you?" What's
proper
going to say?
parenting?
How dare
What's
you?
Proper parenting?
You're saying this. People feel this way.
Oh God.
I do personally believe that there's confusion. There is confusion with people.
Confusion, no connections. Wire severed. that kind of confusion.
But on the other hand, let me play the other side of it.
Yeah.
Neither you or I,
Yeah.
neither you or I,
Yeah.
have had those types of feelings.
No, but that's
so we don't identify with it. So it's
Right.
easy for us to not identify with it, or
But that doesn't make us evil people.
I'm not
'cause
saying
we don't,
that.
But that's my beef with all of this.
Right.
Don't you see that? Because some of the Ranger guys didn't want to support this, you know how they're going to paint
well,
them.
no, that's a legitimate problem.
They're probably MAGA. Why don't we just go for broke?
Well, that's what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Just
look the whole thing together.
The
They're
community
gonna
and
make
the
me
papers
sick.
were turning on the Rangers,
Right.
but they weren't turning on the other folk who
Right.
decided to kneel.
Right.
Right.
In other words, the moral to this story seems to be that you can't insult someone's sexual preference, but if you want to take a leak on our heroes of the military, yeah, go for it. Don't you see why I'm so angry? I mean, you see it, right? I mean, what the...
All right, let's talk a little wrestling.
Wow.
Seth Rollins makes his thoughts clear about CM Punk.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Oh, Philly Phil, stay away, you cancer." Let me show you a quick clip, Pharaoh, and then I want you to
What?
I want you to
Stay away,
to
you
talk
what?
about it. Yeah.
Okay, hit it, Spidey.
Stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever.
Work, or shoot.
Oh, someone's coming to the WWE.
So you're saying work?
Well, isn't that lovely? Don't you think so?
Wow.
Why would he say that? Just because he felt like it?
Well, he was asked a question because there's a lot of free agents out there,
Mm-hmm.
and he named FTR.
Right.
And
Right.
there's a video he talks about FTR. Can you play that real quick?
FTR.
Wow. Yeah, no, I don't like Phil. He's a jerk. Oh,
He's talking about Phil. I'm sorry, I didn't give you the clip on FTR. So he basically said, "Hey, the
That's great.
FTR's good hands. I'd love to have him."
Sure, yeah.
But when he was mentioned about Phil, as much as I hate him too,
Right.
Seth hates him. And
Right.
let me tell you something about Seth Rollins. That guy bleeds WWE.
Oh, yeah.
I friggin' love him.
Why
for
wouldn't
that.
he? Why wouldn't he?
Booker T on Seth Rollins calling CM Punk a cancer. I'm just glad I didn't have to say it. He was shooting 100%. I'm just glad I didn't have to say it. I'm just glad people can't look at me now and be like I'm a hater. I keep my mouth shut because my mama always told me, you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. So obviously Booker T doesn't like him either.
but Mama didn't tell Booker T, don't show your knobby bow legs when you're going to the Royal Rumble. Wear long pants.
Oh, very good. So I've
Right.
always tried to put
So
myself in a position, but you hear other guys that have been around the business that feel and speak the same way about Phil Brooks, and it's because of being around him. You know, nothing personal, nothing to make it out to be something that it's not or anything like that. But when you're around people, you kind of get a feel, Jesus Christ, this guy's hacking me to death here, of what they're about. So, CM Punk,
What about him?
you still think this is a work?
I'm curious why. Don't you think that there'd be a no talking about CM Punk at all? Or,
Why?
Well, why would you talk about him? You know what? Vince is clearly gone. Because Vince wouldn't let anybody mention this guy's name, I'm
interviewer
sure.
said there's free agents out there, and
Right.
he said maybe the biggest, if they talked about FDR,
Right.
maybe the biggest is Phil Brooks.
Yeah, well, this is what I think about Phil Brooks. The same thing you think about Phil Brooks when it comes to the bottom line. We both said before the Royal Rumble, well, if it can't be The Rock, I'll take CM Punk. So at the end of the day, CM Punk is still a goddamn draw one way or the other. And if he came back to the WWE, we'd probably go batshit.
Yeah, you as a fan goes batshit.
Yeah, I don't
You're
care.
talking about the locker room.
Yeah,
It's
but
funny.
I don't care about the locker room. I'm not in the locker room.
Don't you want your beloved Seth Rollins to be happy with the organization he works for?
I don't care. I don't care. Do you think Seth Rollins worries about whether or not the Pharaoh is happy at his job? Fuck you, Seth Rollins. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You would like to see a healthy locker room, of course, in premise. But you know what? When was there ever a I hate you, Hulk Hogan. For real. Okay? It's always been going on. It's been going on and will always go on. There's always going to be this guy hates this guy or this girl hates that girl. You're always going to have it. CM Punk is still a sexy-ass draw, which especially became WWE. You know it and I know it. That's why after The Rock, you were willing, over Stone Cold, by the way, you were willing to have CM Punk come into the Royal Rumble. Why? Because he's a polarizing prick. The end.
So speaking about the WWE, they find themselves in a bit
that's
of an
me, Jack.
issue, right? They were setting up Cody Rhodes to become the next Universal or the Unified Champion.
Yeah.
But organically, as everybody probably knows at this point, Sami Zayn has taken over. The whole bloodline angle, the love for Sami.
Yeah. This is not Daniel Bryan from 2014. It's not.
It's better. It's better.
It's not more feverish than yes T-shirts selling by the cabillions. It's amazing. It's at the top right now, but let's keep things in check. This is not the yes
2.4
movement.
million viewers.
I understand that. It's
SmackDown.
still not the yes movement. Calm down. As far as his individuality, as far as the storyline, it's one of the greatest storylines ever, if not the greatest storyline ever. But as far as his individuality, he's very hot right now. He's not Daniel Bryan hot from 2014 when he beat Batista and Triple H. Everybody calm down. Other proof in this is that when Cody came out Monday night, was he booed? No, he was not.
Well, hold
was
on.
he embraced?
Hold
yes, he was. No.
Pull the
He was
brakes.
embraced. Okay? If they were insisting the way they did all those years ago, that they would have booed Cody from the moment he came out there, and they would have started Sami chants. That didn't happen. This is not Daniel Bryan. He's still way over. I'm sure the fans would love it if he got a title shot. You had a great idea, didn't you? Didn't you say that he'll probably get a title shot before WrestleMania anyway?
No, he is. But
So?
the WWE's smart. They're trying to right the ship. They threw Cody out there on purpose. But, guys, Pharaoh,
Yeah.
tomorrow night's Friday.
Yeah.
That whole Cody thing you're talking about
Is not on
Well,
Fridays.
it seems you're not listening.
Okay.
You might seem like, wow, they put Cody and they loved him. They embraced him. Give the fans Friday night to embrace Sami Zayn and tell me next Thursday if you. Well, when I see you Saturday, when.
You mean to tell me that the fans at Raw were like, well, we're Raw fans. So we're going to...
No.
What are you saying?
No.
If the fans were already pissed, they would have been pissed the next day at Raw.
No, I'm not saying they're pissed. The problem is there's fans that love Cody.
Yeah.
And there's fans that love Sami Zayn. If you're the WWE, you don't want that.
Here's the thing that I'm not sure that you may realize. Those fans that love Cody, those fans that love Sami Zayn, they're the same fans. They root for both. I'm telling you. They're not like, I'm strictly a Cody Rhodes fan.
No,
It doesn't work that way.
but the
Sammy might be with bad guys. Sammy's not a bad guy. Sammy's a good guy with the bad guys.
But you're
At least that's how I see it.
If at any point Sammy crosses with Cody in some sort of way, sometimes it's impossible to stop it from happening.
Cody should play the heel in that case.
No, what I'm trying to say is then you don't want the fans to choose between them.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to say was where the WWE has a problem. Now, you keep them separated. Yeah. Like I said, they're doing a smart move.
That's what
they're
they're
putting
doing.
Sami against Roman, right?
Right. And it's also SmackDown Raw. It's like they're keeping them apart.
B40 says The Rock coming back would have made the best storyline ever. The Mega Powers year-long build would have been still the greatest. I think The Rock would have came back. As much as I love the Mega Powers, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
This would have been better. I'm sorry, I got to say.
The Mega Powers?
Yeah. Jason wants to know, do you think Cody will take the title from Reigns?
Yes, I do. I know you don't want that to happen.
I agree with Pharaoh, he is, but I
think
think
he is.
the WWE will, I think it'll be a failed experiment. I mean, we were discussing Reigns. Reigns is running out of opponents, right? He's running out of faces to face. Sooner or later, you'd have to put him against Gunther and some other guys to keep it fresh. Karrion Kross. So the better way to go here, and again, maybe Roman wants to break anyway.
I think he needs one.
Right.
I think that's going to be the biggest reason
you can
of all
get,
that they take the
You
belt
could get
off
some
him.
mileage out of Seth Rollins against Cody again for 4 months.
Sure you could.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther.
Yeah, you could.
Karrion Kross.
Nah, he lost to you last week. What are you talking? He's on a bad run, Karrion Kross. Something's going on over there. I don't know what's happening over there. You know what I do think though? I do think that Cody could be potentially the best face champion in years. I can see that. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
The scary thing for the WWE is Cody's going to have a lot of pressure on him.
He is, but he can handle it. The guy has done so much shit. If you had told me in 2015 that he would be here now and had done all that stuff in between, This is a very impressive guy.
You've had a lot of Cody Rhodeses, right? You've had Shawn Michaels who couldn't draw flies as a champion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You've had those
Which is
guys.
weird, though, because, Shawn Michaels should have been, drawing Kabillion. But wrestling kind of sucked when he was champion, didn't it? It got better as he gave up the belt to Stone Cold, but like 95, 96, those weren't exactly.
It's funny. Shawn could be considered
the Diesel into.
Shawn could be considered the greatest wrestler of all time, but
Right.
he certainly can't be considered as a great draw.
No, which is weird. That's so strange.
It is strange.
It is strange.
I mean, he's no Hogan. He's not even close.
No, he's
no Rock. He's not even close.
Dude, he may
He's
not
no
even
Stone-
be Goldberg.
No way.
That's
He's
what's
not Goldberg.
fucked up as far as draw goes.
You got to
That's
give
fucked
Goldberg
up
his
to me.
props, dude.
Goldberg was a huge draw. He was a huge draw. He was.
I mean, let's be 100% honest. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, I don't think they were draws, dude.
I think they were with the NWO. But if you
Because
take
of the
Hogan,
whole right.
who knows?
No
Right.
Hogan.
You take Hogan out,
That's
then
right.
what do you
Who
got?
knows? Exactly.
Right. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
That's some good
That's
commentary right
interesting.
there.
That's it. It's
So
interesting
again,
to think
I
about.
think Reigns is going to lose his title.
Yeah.
But
He's got to lose eventually.
So since the beatdown on Sami Zayn has a new shirt that came out.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
What's that say?
it says Sammy Uso, and it's crossed out, and
With
it has
Zayn.
Zayn on it.
How great was that
It's a
chair
pretty good
shot?
shirt.
How great was the chair shot?
Chair shot was
I
great.
was just like, oh my God.
Chair shot was
I
great.
thought you would have been mad because he, Roman's your boy.
All right, dude, we're almost out of time. We're going to do a quick head-to-head. We haven't done that in a while.
I don't like this, by the way.
I know you
didn't-
don't.
You didn't give me a heads up, and I hate this one. I don't like it at all.
Why do you hate it?
Because I don't like it.
Okay.
You always pick some of my favorite guys. You never pick your own. And it's bullshit. I think for the next
I love the New
the
Day.
next
the
four
New Day
times-
against Demolition. I love
the
the
next
New Day.
4 times, we're going to put Morocco against Flair. We're going to put Morocco against
Dude,
anybody.
Morocco is so low on my list now.
Well, that's only because you're mad at him. Growing up, you would have licked his Hawaiian feet
All right, so this head-to-head.
and his surfboard.
This head-to-head is New Day against Demolition.
I don't remember.
Can you explain the rules?
No, because you never give me a chance. You didn't even tell me what. All right, category number 1. Spidey, put up photos. Help me out here.
There you go.
Category number 1 is Mike skills. You know.
All right, so stop there.
Yeah.
Mike skills. New
Yeah.
Day, Demolition.
Oh, we're doing this now?
Yeah.
This sucks. What is this? Expediting fucking head-to-head?
Well, we had a camera breakdown.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, Mike skills. That's no contest. New Day.
What, not Demolition?
Stop it. Stop it. We're going to break your neck. That was awesome. Do that again. Stop it. I hate this. I don't like head-to-head anymore. I want to do it.
Category number 2, Spidey.
Yeah, go ahead. Throw up category number 2 to my favorite team of all time. Is probably going to lose. Matt skills. Yeah, that goes to New Day.
What do you
suck.
mean it doesn't go to
I hate
Demolition?
You.
Here comes the axe. Here comes the smash.
This is the greatest wrestling hold ever. Watch this, folks.
Don't knock out the cameras.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Spidey, how we doing? Can they still see me? That's unfortunate
All right,
for
so
them.
we're both agreed.
Anyway.
2-0. New
Yeah,
Day.
this sucks. I
this
hate
could be
you.
a swept.
You suck.
Category number 3.
Yeah,
It
what is
Factor.
it? It Factor, Demolition.
Oh, come on.
Don't tell me those 3 guys dressed in pajamas have more It Factor than the greatest thing since Kiss. Get the hell out of here. Not touching that at all. Heavy metal rock gods. Put up that picture, Spidey. Look at these guys. What, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? In fact, you're going to give it to the guys in pajamas and a megaphone. Get the hell out
I'm
of
gonna
here.
go with you on this
You
one.
better.
2-1.
Because you
2-1
did.
New
You
Day.
did this. You better.
2-1 New Day.
Now I'm going to get
By
in
the way,
trouble.
Bane says Cody will win the title, but he won't have it for long.
I agree with
He
that.
had a lot of injuries. Zayn's is a great wrestler.
I agree. I agree with all those
Oh,
things.
my God.
Well said.
Maria loves your comment, licking feet. All right, category number
Thank
4,
you.
back of the
Thank you.
baseball card.
Thank you, Maria. Yeah, back in the baseball card. See, this is where I get in trouble.
Oh, don't.
This is where I get
Don't.
in trouble. Because here's the story, okay?
New Day.
Yeah, well, I say ba, and I'll tell you why I say ba.
Ba?
Yeah.
Were you a lamb?
Because for... I am now. What else would you like me to do? I can
Go
do a
ahead,
pig.
go
I'm
ahead.
like the farmer says, you know? You spin
Wait,
the
a
wheel.
mess says Demolition all the way.
Yeah, come on. All right, here we go. Back in the baseball card. This is why, you know what, I'll just say it. For over 30 years, that record stood. Demolition's longest reigning tag team champ for
And who took it?
decades and decades and decades.
And who took it?
In an age where you better be the shit if you're going to hold the title for that long. Okay, let's fast forward to in an
Pharaoh's
age where
scratching
they
the-
pass the
Pharaoh's
belt,
scratching the back of the
where
baseball
they
card
pass the belt around like a IHOP
Oh,
breakfast
my
plate.
God.
It took less than, how long did it take? The Usos are now the all-time greatest tag team champions.
You were scratching.
And I'll tell you what that means. That means that
Davio, what's up?
Demolition had the more impressive reign, period. I don't care about the 17 times New Day's held it because we beat them last week.
And they held it longer than
I don't give a
Demolition.
shit. I don't give a shit.
All right, so
Back in the baseball
you
card.
got 2-2?
Demolition.
I got 3-1 New Day.
I know you do. You already have them winning.
Category number 5.
Because you suck.
Pharaoh's angry.
I'm pissed. You didn't even tell me about this. You do this all the time.
It was on a script. You didn't read the script.
Who's your favorite wrestler? Roman Reigns is going to go head-to-head with Hulk Hogan next week.
Ooh, it's close.
Oh, yeah,
It's
real close. It's going to be real close,
Number
brother.
5.
Real close,
Number
brother.
5, overall.
Overall impact on the industry. Well, that's easy. That's Demolition
Oh
because
my God!
for decades, people have been trying to be the bruisers that Demolition and the Road Warriors were. Everybody copies them. Everybody copies them. I mean, no matter who it is, they all copy them. And the winner of head-to-head, because the Pharaoh said so, 3-2.
Wow.
Is Demolition.
Wow.
Wow.
Bane says New Day.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Wow.
All right.
But JB says he can't stand New Day, and he say, look,
all right.
Demolition is one of my favorite tag teams.
Yeah.
I can't stand the New Day.
Yeah.
But by these rules, there's no way. It's almost a clean sweep.
They're better on the mic and they're better on the mat.
And the back of the baseball card.
Not
Dude, they broke their record.
It doesn't matter. Not when that record lasted for 30-plus years. It doesn't matter. Because their record got broken within a year. It doesn't effing matter. If that record had stood and the Usos had not passed it so fast, I would have had more credence for it. Now it's just a day and age where, the next team that comes in is going to pass the Usos? That's what we're doing now? What are we doing? That record stood for 30-something years.
Demolition never had a cereal.
And I'll tell you
They
what.
never had a cereal.
And I'll tell you what, and if it ever...
You won't acknowledge that they didn't have a cereal.
A cereal?
Yeah, Bootios.
What was Demolition's cereal going to be?
That's because they weren't relevant enough.
They wouldn't have suited them. Little kids, I want my Demolition cereal. No, little kids who like Demolition wanted to hit people with chairs. They didn't want cereal. Don't you see how lame New Day is? Pajamas, megaphone, cereal, Bootios. Bootios? You are voting for Bootios over Demolition?
Pharaoh,
Man, I am
used
old school embarrassed.
I used to believe in the Pharaoh.
What?
But he has
I finally showed a little biasness? Finally?
A little biasness.
Finally? You mean after all this time, I finally showed some biasness?
This is a major show of bias.
This is Pharaoh fighting back. What is this shit? New Day versus Demolition. I tell you what, next week we've got...
set you up, and I knocked you out.
Quite honestly, I think I knocked it out of the park.
You did great.
You might have set me up.
But again, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Well, I caught you eating Bootios this morning. I couldn't believe it. With strawberry milk.
All right, guys.
Why strawberry milk?
Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed tonight's conversation. We love having you guys around. Please join us tomorrow night for This Week in Pro Wrestling, and then Saturday, where we have Chris Masters, Chris Adonis in studio, and then after that we've got the Bad Girls star Jada Chachili.
Yep.
What do you got a bottle for?
Saturday. I have to figure out
And
a way
by
to
the
get out of
way,
this damn thing.
the Master Lock Challenge, I want to thank Phil for donating.
Oh, thanks a lot, Phil. My
Chris
pal.
Lee for donating.
Chris.
Show other people.
Thank you.
All your donations will go to St. Jude Hospital.
It means
Pharaoh,
so much.
Listen.
What?
If you're on stage and he's hurting you, do this.
Make sure I don't ask you for help.
Go like this.
What?
Go like this. New Day.
That's going to get me out of it.
I will help you. If that will be your signal that you need help.
New Day.
You go, New Day.
Oh, like they do. The New Day.
And I'll be like right over there.
How about if I just go, somebody get this fucking guy off me. This hurts. That won't do it, huh?
No.
That won't do it. That's interesting. All right, very well. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to need this bottle. You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and we will see you on Saturday, and I will be seeing my doctor on Saturday evening. Later.